Okay, with Alex and Eva, Red Cloud, New Day, feature film, action, drama. This is, we've talked to before in the past. First of all, congratulations on making this feature film. I know it's not easy to do, to kind of pull this off, especially action, lots of great things going on. So, you guys are both the director of the film, correct?
Correct. Correct.
And Alex, you wrote it?
I originally wrote it, correct. It was a comic book. Originally displayed at Comic Cons in 2014, 2016. We started making the feature 2013. Then all sorts of things happened, and then we decided, hey, we should probably finish this. So Ev and me picked it up, and then as you notice, sometimes I'm on the screen. So that's when Ev takes
Yeah, you're
over.
the star of the film as well. Let's put that way, right?
I'm a cheap actor. What can I say?
Well, no, because you're doing the stunts as
Convenient,
well, so you must know what you're doing,
Convenient.
right?
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm like a yeah. I'm like cheap like a potato. So yeah, I'm available. So that's when she becomes a director.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys started this 13 years ago, the film 13 years ago.
Yes, I had a lot of work with different NGOs around child trafficking and in different parts of the world and getting chased by cartels and all sorts of stuff like that. And we translated it into something that was that could give back, in terms of telling those stories, but at the same time being able to learn something about Native American spirituality and about sort of that type of world. And then what happens afterwards. And then Ev was nice enough to join me on the journey.
So this is based on what who originated the comic book? Was that like who was the like what was the comic book like? Where did it come from and what's
Yeah,
that origin story?
the comic book, I believe. So we did 6 issues. And this was in about 2011 to 2015.
Okay.
And then Comic-Con was involved. Had won the Spirit of Comic-Con when this was a concept as a short. And then from there, we decided that we wanted to make the feature version, and we had a little action figure and everything. And Cinema Craze had called it one of the best comic book adaptations, the top 10 comic book adaptations ever. So that was pretty cool. So we decided, hey, maybe a feature version is good.
So you have the rights to the comic book then.
Yes, 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 yes. So for example, like Red Cloud and everything was copyrighted in 2011, and then I think DC came out with a Red Cloud like in 2019, which was an actual cloud or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so you were and what's your origin story? You've how do you guys know each other?
We met during COVID,
COVID, yes,
during
just
COVID,
before COVID,
just before
just
COVID. And I was on the government side. I was doing all sorts of what do they call that? Supply chain, dealing with supply chain issues and the like. Um, and then I would have to tell her, hey, they're gonna lock this down, they're gonna lock that down, da da da. Da. And I, for example, was getting offered like roles like on FBI and whatnot. Instead, I went to do work around supply chain and around the government side, kind of organizing what would become North America's reaction to COVID and the supply chain issues, creating basically an energetic vaccine, which President Biden had reviewed and the like. So we have all this weird stuff in the background going on, like around science and our different, I guess, connections to things, which trickle into our movies. So
So Eva, you like what's your like so like you met him before COVID and what was your experience making movies like before that?
um I was in special ed, so I wasn't into making movies. I had an art background, but he Alex got me into it. So so before COVID, I did not make anything. I did art and graphics and graphic design and special ed teaching, but nothing
Oh,
in actual movie making.
this is true.
Are you guys a couple? Are you guys together?
Yes, yes, we are together, and we this is our pastime, our hobby. We enjoy doing it together. We enjoy developing things. We enjoy writing together. We enjoy producing, pre-production, post-production. So yes. So this yeah, like I guess a couple hobby, some couples go bowling. We
Yeah,
do
we
this.
make movies.
We
Yeah.
make movies.
All right, so let's talk about this film because, like I said, very ambitious project. So you had the rights to the film, right?
Yes.
And then I'm assuming it was self-funded. The project was self-funded.
Yes, yes. We basically carried it out within the space of a month. We had originally started in 2013. 2013, as you remember, the technologies weren't the same. You would really have to do a lot in order to be able to do action scenes and whatnot. A lot of this I did by hand. Um, and yeah, I basically said to have, this is something that did pretty well with Comic-Con. There's a basis there. People want to know about the spirituality. Like, I had led the troops at Standing Rock, and there was something that captured kind of the imagination of, the public and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, I think we should go and just finish this up. And within the space of a month, we were able to kind of knock this out in terms of all of the scenes of almost catching up in 20 years. What we had filmed earlier with the short, and then catching up, picking an actress that looked exactly like the child, which was in this case it was what's Dora the Explorer. It was Dora the Explorer as
Okay.
a child. That was the voice of Dora the Explorer, and then picking up, finding somebody who looked exactly like her 20
So the
years.
character who was Dora the Explorer, who played it in the
Exactly.
original. Okay,
And
gotcha.
then we found somebody who looked exactly like that,
So
and we just
I'm assuming
killed
she
all the.
she was in your movie, then she became Dora the Explorer afterwards, or
No, she was Dora the Explorer before. Like
okay, okay,
before,
gotcha.
she was the voice of Dora the Explorer, and Mariel the mermaid so the child actor was that. And then we found somebody who mirrored exactly.
Did you reach out to them and see if they wanted to reprise the role or
Um, it just it just seemed weird. We just casted it. We we
yeah?
we got lucky. Like you interviewed us for Multidimensionals, and that did well. And that's out on platforms. And we did a series, so we kind of capitalized on the success of those things. And we're just like, let's just cast somebody. And we found somebody who looked exactly like that, so we could age progress her, and we basically had the actress. We worked with the agency, and we just knocked it out in 3 4 days, and then we did the entire project in a month.
So you like it goes without saying, in 13 years you changed, right? Like
Yes.
physically,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you look
Oh,
different
yeah.
now.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's
Yeah.
smiling. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like that. Yeah, he doesn't look anything like he used to.
He doesn't look anything like he used to during COVID either, but
Just keeps feeding me, man.
Yeah.
I like to cook.
You like to cook and you like to eat. That's yeah.
I like to
It
cook and he
happens to a
likes
lot
to
of people,
eat.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So you look great. So I don't know why. Like it's yeah. So
Thank you. You're very kind.
okay. Okay. So but you've changed. Like basically you changed. You're a different guy, right? So
Yes, 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 yes. In that time period, I guess there's a lot of stuff, like you would say with when you come back, from active duty, when you do combat tours. when you do a lot
Yeah.
of and this is something that was covered in there was a TV show that did a segment, and it was like Emmy nominated, which was basically kind of just retelling how coming back from different tours in the military and being exposed to a lot of child trafficking and whatnot, and then doing something artistic with it. So there was all of this kind of um therapy through art. And then I guess, I got very lucky because, she was a special ed teacher and she was patient. And, it's takes a special type of person to be able to nourish someone who is kind of seen the worst in humanity, to be able to take that and to help them express it in a way that can help others grow through it. Almost like a transmutation, like taking caterpillar and making it into a butterfly in terms of.
Yeah.
So that's yes. When you say I'm very different, yes, I have a different light in my eyes, different
Well, just
light in
because
my
watching
soul.
the film, right? Like you
Yeah,
got all this footage from 13 years ago, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So it's like you, but it's like you know what I mean. It's just like I know it's you, but it's just like
It's the shell of a man. It's like the shell of a man. It's a very different. It's
yeah.
a very different person. It's almost like a piece of wood. It's like Pinocchio, like a piece of wood and a real boy, sort of. Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting one. But then I guess he would. I don't know how. What's the code Pinocchio lore? He stops lying and then he turns into a boy. Is that how it worked?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I
I
don't know.
think
I watched
I
the old
think the little
animation.
fairy comes and Tinkerbell comes and turns him to a real boy.
Oh,
I
take
think
okay. Yeah.
I think I don't know.
I know in the end he turns into a boy. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So she's like my Tinkerbell.
You're the Tinkerbell? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So what do you so Eva, what do you think about all this filming and like did you think that you were ever going to get into this world of filmmaking like say 10 years ago?
Me, no,
Yeah.
no. All kinds of other different art types, but not into actual movie making. Yeah. But
So
once
what
we've done the first one, Fallen, it was kind of like we're kind of like on a roll. Like we enjoy it, we work very well together. Well, the first one was a little bit, we bumped heads, but but then after like halfway through filming, we just flew, and then we made the multidimensional movie, then we make the series, and everything is just like flowing very well. And
And
we
then
work
this,
very fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
we have a from development to production, we have a very quick turnaround time. Like I think to make three feature films and a series within the space of almost a year and a half, that's faster than some studios. Um, Most of the time I don't sleep. I don't need to. And I can do a lot of the prep work as well as the post work. And as you see, sometimes I end up in the projects because again, like I'm a potato, I'm cheap.
And
No, but you are a
Kind of
trained actor, right?
available.
Yeah.
I am actually, I
Yeah.
am. This was for me a humongous therapy when I first started dealing with it. I think I never dealt with it initially. But then I was in a situation where my children grew up overseas and it wasn't my call. And in a way, I had to deal with it. And I got into acting because of it. And then because of my background, I was a consultant on different TV shows, a technical consultant with different military shows, different intelligence shows. And then I got pulled into the scenes. And as I got pulled into the scenes, I would end up being in these scenes, teaching, for example, like a smaller girl how to uh, put a larger man to sleep using her legs or something. And then, like, the guy wasn't giving the director the right reaction. So I would have to go in there, show him, what he it would look like. And so I got dragged into it. And for me, it was, um, it was a very interesting ride because I ended up from being in the background and consulting and teaching how to do certain things to being kind of in on the screen and having to learn how to deal with emotions and kind of channel, I guess, the emotions and that kind of deadness that I had inside into these characters. So for me, it was a therapy. So I did learn, yes, I did have to learn how to act and how to work with different teachers and uh, it became, to the point where I was working with Bruce Willis on some a creative artist agency on some theater productions. I did consulting on some Spielberg shows, and I took over the role of Zorro for Antonio Banderas in the live shows. And Sony was thinking of doing something, and also Quentin Tarantino. So I had all of these things going on, but at the same time, most of my life has been around service and giving back and being available to help, whether it be through government or non-governmental agencies. So
Yeah.
there's this, kind of how do I make myself useful? So at one point it was acting, and then now it's maybe producing, maybe it's something else. So to answer your question, yeah, yes, I did study some acting.
So I'm assuming the Red Cloud new it has multiple comic books. So there's if you wanted, you could do multiple sequels of the film, I guess.
Correct, correct. But this particular feature covers issues 1 through 6.
Yeah.
So all of the action sequences and everything, they were all in the comic book.
How
And
many comic books do they have?
well, there was 6. So then you would be able to take your phone, scan the front, and it would show you a movie of what was going on. Like for example,
Oh
like
no, so they only made 6 comics, I guess.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
gotcha. But you created the world, I guess, right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And the action figure. So there was an action figure as well, and that was always interesting.
yeah. So what's next for you guys? Are you making another film?
Oh yeah, we're right in the middle of right on the cusp of starting another one. So we had originally done Fallen, The Search of a Broken Angel, which was uh, based on our kind of weirdness in our story, yeah. And
Connections.
then we really jump into the quantum physics and the paranormal in this installment. So it's a trilogy, Fall in the Mirror, and we deal with some of the quantum entanglement and some of the phenomena that we saw in our relationship, and yeah, I think the world needs more love stories. And
Yeah, they
then
kind of fallen.
season two,
They've kind
season
of
two of
kind of fallen by the wayside in recent years, I guess, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then the film like itself, it's like it says on Film Freeway that it was shot on 35. Was a 35 millimeter film or
Which one? I'm sorry.
this one? You shot it on film or
We shot it on film as well as digital. We shot it on both.
so
Keep
it's
in
like
mind
both
because
formats. That's what I
right,
thought. Yeah.
because we had different production periods. So in 2013, when we originally started, we had one media, and that was the red camera. Then
Yeah.
later on, we for some of the sequences, for example, in some of the action sequences, we use a variety of cameras actually to kind of give that effect. Sometimes there's slow motion, sometimes there's um, some things that it's not coming to mind where we wanted to kind of give like this almost this kind of older feel with uh, where we're using 35 millimeter, and then for example specific film stock like a Fuji film or
Yeah.
like or so on. But we weren't able to get our hands like in an IMAX or like anything like that was too costly. So we used a variety of different films and lenses to be able to kind of give that effect.
Yeah. So it's almost like a dual film when I was watching it, like
Hmm.
your character and Anne, I guess, right? Like
Yes,
Yeah.
There's like a kind of bitter sweetness in terms of what happens afterwards. Like what kind of world does that character who just, kind of put everything on the line and had to deal with all these things, what kind of home life do they have afterwards? Do they have a home life? How do they deal with people? It's not a very, you know, known thing, or like something that's interesting, like in terms of, somebody who's kind of exposed to all this hyper adrenaline and to all these different situations. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so basically like it seems like you guys got a good partnership and things are going well and like you finished this film, which is kind of extraordinary in a way. Like 13 years later, did you think that you would ever finish it? No.
No, no, not at all. It's like we shot one scene originally, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm like, hey, I kind of have this project. Do you want to finish it? That's what happened. And then in a month, we're like, we already have it streaming on platforms.
That's great. Yeah, it does start with a bang where you got some like really it kind of ends on a big action scene and like then it starts in a big action scene, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like it's pretty intense, I guess. So basically, but it's like the blood and like, so who's the crew? Did you have a large crew? I'm assuming that you didn't.
No, no, for example, 2013, that crew was still a skeleton crew of maybe 5, 6 people. And then when we were shooting all the pickups and everything, it was just me and her. Yeah.
Just
So
the two of
yeah,
you
just the two of us. Yeah.
and the actors and some of the obviously, right?
And
So
yeah,
Right.
and the actors sometimes. Yeah.
where did you find all your actors?
We when in this particular case, we cast them through agencies and Breakdown Express, and especially finding somebody who looked just like the little girl.
Yeah.
That was extremely particular. I have to give her credit because she's the one who finds usually the people, and then they kind of live in that world after that. They're kind of you know immortalized in that role, sort of. Like, for example, I sometimes can't see it. She'll see it and she'll deal with it. And then we'll deal with all the stuff that comes after that, all the temper tantrums or whatever that the actor or actress has. And then, yeah, we make it work.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. So you said you're working on other stuff. You're going to keep moving forward, I guess, and get it done. So the person who did the comic book, have they watched the film?
Um, we tagged Wizard. We tagged Wizard Express, Wizard
Yeah.
Entertainment. So I don't know if they've seen it yet. We tagged them on our social media.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, because we had that Spirit of Comic Con. And that was cool because like they would play it at the Comic Cons. I would be invited to give like awards like with Patrick Stewart and like some other like cool people. So I don't know. I hope they see it.
Okay. Cool. All right, man. Well, congratulations on the film, and yeah, like we talked before, this is our second time, and let's talk again when you guys make your next film.
Sounds great. Thank you for having us, Matthew.
Yeah, of course,
Thank you.
anytime.
Take
Thank
good
you.
care.
Take care.